So your XRS is blown its gasket in the rear of the car. It's a pretty common problem with these Toyotas of the era. And if you see here, I've removed the muffler and there's a connection here where you're gonna have a flange like that. And this is flipped over, but this is the other side of the tailpipe. This goes to the muffler. And what Toyota uses is what they call a donut gasket. And it slips in here. It can kind of slide and make whatever shape it needs to. However, these commonly fail because the exhaust moves and this gasket it disintegrates. I believe the common issue of why it would is your exhaust mount isolators have completely worn out. These ones up in the front, these guys here, you can see how they're worn out. You'll also get an issue with your exhaust will hit this cross member here and you'll get a noise like that happening on cold mornings. So here's the fix. Now, you might encounter this issue because you have an XRS. The parts are not as easy to come by, especially for the exhaust system. So if you go to a parts store and you ask for a donut gasket for a 2006 Toyota Matrix, they're gonna have the front wheel drive, but not the XRS. And they're gonna have an all-wheel drive. Sorry, that is making noise. And well, I ended up just going to the generic pile at the auto parts store. It was this part number. I don't know if you'll be able to find it. Hopefully you can have a good enough store that has just a bunch of different sizes. This diameter on the outside is about 2 7/8. And I just kind of eyeballed it, but it seems to fit in pretty well. It's going to get crushed anyway, so the size is not critical, but this is what you kind of want to get. Alright, starting at the mid pipe, I've done these two rubber isolators. You can already see, look at the gap between the exhaust and that cross member. Before it was touching without the rear system, and now it is well clear, never gonna touch. Now at the front, sorry, at the back, so I've put another new gasket isolator there, and you see the new gasket. Make sure those springs are making contact and squishing it. So here you can see some of the old rubber isolators. These were at the mid pipe, and these was in the rear section. This one's all done up, and these have all stretched out. They should be a lot closer together. Trying to see anyways, but you can kind of see here, those eyes would have been in line when it was new. So if you don't change these out, the problem is you're just gonna have the same issue of your gasket getting blown out. Because I've done it before, just the gasket, and about 2 years later it failed. So I believe with this time doing it with the rubber, I won't have an issue for a long time. Thanks.